Hello, my name is Matthias Cavodi. I'd like to welcome you guys to my channel. Today we're going to talk about Wolverine 145. This is a landmark issue for Wolverine fans, especially if you were reading Wolverine during the 90s and you really suffered the fact that he had lost his adamantium claws in 1993 in the Fatal Attractions crossover. He was using those bone claws. There were some really bad moments during that era of Wolverine. Not all bad. There were some good story arcs. Marvel teased the fact that he might get his claws back. And actually, I did like that story with when Wolverine killed the Dark Riders in Genesis, Cable's son. But here, finally, in 1999, in this story, he gets his freaking claws back. I remember being ecstatic reading this issue. It was part of the 12 crossover, this epic battle between the X-Men and Apocalypse, which Marvel really built up over the years, and it really sucked. Like, they really dropped the ball with that crossover. Me being a colossal X-Men fan and Apocalypse being my favorite X-Men villain, they totally screwed up. But certain things about that particular story I really liked. And one was supposedly Wolverine was killed fighting this dude called Death. But the big twist is that Death was Wolverine. He was kidnapped by Skrulls, taken to Apocalypse. And here in this story, we discover how this went down. This whole mystery of how Wolverine ended up being the Horseman Death. Design I really liked, and you know the whole thing with the Ten of Swords now that I know in my country is never going to come out because it's been like 2 years because of our economic crisis. Comic books aren't coming out here, and I don't read digital comic books. This sword that Wolverine uses here should pop up in that particular story. That would be really awesome. So, does anyone remember this Avengers cartoon series or this Spider-Man one? These were terrible. I remember seeing them back in the day. So, Apocalypse sends Wolverine Death to take down Hulk because Apocalypse is really bent out of shape that he converted Hulk into his Horseman War, but Hulk was actually able to shake free from Apocalypse's control. So, he sends Death after him. He wants to make him pay, and he really wants to see put Death's capabilities evaluation. And I really love Francis Yu's art. He does a really good job. So, how did we get this to this situation? So, Apocalypse captures Wolverine, as I said before, thanks to the help of the Skrulls. Like the whole thing with the Skrulls in the 12 crossover, I really didn't like them. Skrulls, at least for me, they were really lame characters. Like they only just became interesting to me with the Secret Invasion crossover. That's where they were made into viable bad guys. Up until that point, I thought they were really stupid. And his whole alliance with Apocalypse and the Skrulls just at least didn't work for me. What Wolverine finds out is that there's going to be a competition between Wolverine and Sabretooth. Sabretooth has an adamantium. The one that comes out on top is going to become Death. So Wolverine, when he finds out about the situation, he can't obviously let Sabretooth become Death because it's going to be just terrible. There's going to be dead bodies all over the place. Between Death in the present and Hulk is freaking epic. And like it's brutal. Hulk is totally unrestrained, but Wolverine isn't either. In the battle, Hulk realizes he's fighting against Wolverine, and Hulk remembers all the times Wolverine just really had been a pain in the ass to him. And especially, he remembers the whole situation in Savage Land where Wolverine made a T-Rex attack Hulk, and that really got Hulk really angry. So Hulk, freaking pissed off, he drops an entire sequoia tree on Wolverine. We get like this nuclear explosion type of situation. Here we see how Wolverine got his adamantium back thanks to Apocalypse. This is actually sort of interesting, Apocalypse and adamantium. There was actually a one-off story in the late 80s, early 90s where Wolverine fights a robot Apocalypse in Savage Land, and Wolverine finds an adamantium skull there. So that sort of ties Wolverine to Apocalypse and his whole situation with the adamantium. But in the battle with Hulk, when he makes that tree explode, Wolverine gets pissed off. He pulls out his claws, and seeing this image after suffering so many years of seeing Wolverine with the bone claws, I remember going to myself going, "Oh yeah, this is awesome." So the battle goes into full-on savage mode, but for a brief moment, Wolverine starts to get the upper hand because normally Hulk is able to totally destroy Wolverine. I'm a big Wolverine fan, but I know Hulk totally overpowers Logan if he doesn't really have a plan. But Wolverine starts winning, but Wolverine starts like remembering and shows restraint. Like he doesn't want to kill his sort of friend. They have a real weird relationship, so he lets himself get defeated by the Hulk. Obviously, Apocalypse is going to get really pissed off, and that's all I can say about this particular issue. Like I was really happy with Wolverine getting his claws back. I thought it was really awesome. So, hope you guys like this video and see you guys next time. Bye.